Hi, my name is Avalon Taylor. I've been attending St. Mark's Church for the last 3 years. I serve in a voluntary position and do premarital counseling for the church. In one of my meetings with Pastor Pete, when I talked about wanting to be of service, I mentioned to Pastor Pete that I didn't have an office, so he said, "Oh, it's fine, you can just meet here at the church." But then I said, yes, I'll be working with probably people in the community that are not from St. Mark's, so I'll be on the lookout for a place to meet. And Pastor Pete said, "You can just meet here at the church, even if they don't belong to St. Mark's." That really stuck with me because it showed me that he was interested in people, that he was interested in the community, that's what the church is here for. It's to make Christ famous. It's about going to people and bringing them in. It's about living authentically in front of them so that they can see who God is. And so I just feel like the whole mission of our church to make him famous and to make him known really comes across in the way things are done in this building and outside of it as well.
The excitement I feel here is a build-up. 60 years ago when I started attending this church, there would be 40, 50 people here. They had just finished an education building and a fellowship hall for the congregation. We started growing and we knocked the walls off the original sanctuary and added the wings. This has been a continual growth.
The history of St. Mark's cannot be separated from its present and its future. So this group of people, not the building, but this church, was created, was formed for such a time as this. 170 years ago, it was formed for such a time as that, and that's still true.
Waypoint means a lot to me because I think I get relationships with friends and the Lord. This For Your Neighbor campaign is exciting because it means a lot of new people will come to church and Waypoint and be able to learn about the gospel.
Waypoint has definitely been a rock in my life, I would say. It's really given me the confidence to be able to share my faith with other people that I don't think that I would have been able to achieve otherwise. I think that the environment of Waypoint and just student ministry in general should be inviting. It can be very daunting for somebody new. I think that having an environment that's going to be more open and welcome will be able to let them realize this and make it more possible for somebody to feel like they belong.
When our worship team steps out on stage, we want to invite people to worship. And the reality is that people worship differently. And not everyone is going to respond the same way to every single song or every single moment. And so what we try to do is be faithful. We try to be honest with what we're doing. We're always trying to make worship more approachable. One of the ways of getting people up a little higher and a little closer to us, a little bit less distance between us in height, it feels like it's going to be more intimate. It feels like it's going to be more communal. And I think that naturally is going to solicit an easier time, a more simple way to just kind of relax and seek the presence of God.
We've had a few services where we actually performed down on the floor, and those were really special. And to know that bringing people closer to the stage is going to kind of imitate that a little bit more. I'm just really excited for that because there are those Sundays where you really hear everybody singing along. It's like, oh yeah, we're not just doing this up here by ourselves. This really is everybody.
I am involved with the parking team and have been for almost the whole time I've been here. So, I mean, the first time people, that drive on here, or maybe some that's still fairly new, now it is a little confusing, but if we can open it up, if we can make it attractive outside, why wouldn't we do it? It's the area's exploding. There's people all over the place. It is the perfect time.
I'm Lisa Edwards. I'm the executive director and the founder of the Alamance Dream Center. The Dream Center we're a community center and a place of belonging for kids, students, and families. We really want people to have a dream bigger than they might see around them, and also to be a springboard for people's dreams. So just getting to know the community and hearing what people's passions are is kind of how we got our start.
I grew up in that community, right? I grew up in that side of town. And you hear about how it's wasted potential, could have been this, could have been that. Growing up, you always hear the phrase that, there's talent, there's just no support. Well, we want to support that talent. Just seeing all the kids that would come through and just how much they love soccer, and with soccer, I want them to dream and work their dream. Through soccer, we can teach them life values.
It's a real joy when you find a community partner that has such a passion about seeing our community have every opportunity, and just to feel really important and loved is such an incredible thing.
Everywhere I go, I hear people talk about St. Mark's, and it's a lot of help. Like when you have people that love the community as much as you do, those are the best partnerships to have, right? Because it's genuine love, and you can't fail with that.
It's in the DNA of St. Mark's from the beginning to step out where the Lord is leading us to bring people to a saving relationship with Jesus.
That's what I feel like it's about, is just us being able to lock arms with our neighbors and just be able to experience God all together.
I think this is one of the biggest kingdom building projects ever in the city of Burlington and in Alamance County. Because we're actually going out and taking the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Our community is growing so much right now. You can experience it just driving around town, trying to go to the grocery store. There are apartment buildings going up everywhere. And with that growth, I feel like our church also needs to grow with it so that we can provide more services to our community and have more people come to know the Lord. Really, that's the goal.
Every component of this, to me, is consistent with that vision of reaching the lost, reaching the hopeless, or those who think they have no hope. It's more than just an opportunity. It's almost an obligation.
One of the things that to me stood out about Jesus' ministry was the fact that he always left people better off than he found them. I feel like part of the heart of St. Mark's is really asking the question, what does love require of me? To reach out to people in the neighborhood and in the community. And so that is how we operate, to make Jesus known and to make him famous.